20th of December. Sorry it's taken so long to get another video out there. Hopefully I'll get this out before Christmas Day, hopefully this weekend, right?
Yep.
So happy Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah. And guess where we're going? I wonder. It's a very familiar view from the start of some of my videos when we've been going to Bidford on Avon. We're going to Viezu. And why? Because their new cold air intake system for the XFR, the parts came in earlier on this week and they fitted it to their development car. All fits perfectly. I saw yesterday they actually put it onto their first customer's car. I was hoping I was going to be the first customer, but I'm not.
Shame.
Today is payday and I booked in for the 20th. So we're on the way up there to get mine. So it looks like I might be number 2, unless they did someone else's already, I don't know. But we'll find out when we get there. But really excited to look, to get this done. If you remember, Cash of mine's back from 3 years ago when I uploaded the video about the Mina Gallery air intake system.
Was that 3 years ago?
That was 3 years ago.
Bloody hell. Wow.
I was really excited about that Mina Gallery intake tube, but we wanted to do some testing on it, right, to make sure it was it was good. I had one in my shopping basket. I was waiting to buy it. It looked beautiful, and it just seemed like it'd be a really, really cool thing. And with that testing, go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. With the testing, it actually reduced the horsepower. So it doesn't do what you think it's going to do. And this metallic structure, which we proved by using like thermometers, basically. This is me and my friend Luke. Had nothing to do with Viezu whatsoever. We wanted to do this ourselves for the viewers, and we tested it and we found that the heat soak was actually real, and the hot air. So then when we went to Viezu, they got interested to see what we were doing, and they were willing to do some road and road tests for us as well. So they did that back to back. Well, not back to back, but they did it with the standard intake system and the Mina Gallery. The Mina Gallery was on there already. Did the runs. Then took that off and put the stock one back on, and the stock one had 18 more horsepower, and which is shocking, right? Because you think, oh, my boat just fell off.
Have to hold it.
You think, and they actually stated that it would give more horsepower, but it didn't. And it got the guys at Viezu thinking, because they were interested about seeing it, because they were wanting to put it on their development car, their F-Type, because you can get one for the F-Type, and they wanted to see how it ran itself. And when they found out that, and they saw the data with the temperature and stuff like that, because temperatures, I don't care what anyone says on the forums and on Facebook, when you have cone filters and it's opening the engine bay, you're bringing in
hot air.
And hot air does make a difference to performance. Because hot air takes up a larger volume for the same amount of molecules than cold air, because cold air is dense, right? You can do that with anything. Fill a little bit of cold air into a balloon and then heat it up and see what happens. It expands, right? So your cylinders are sucking in 5 litres worth of air, but the amount of oxygen that's in the air depends on the temperature and how dense it is. So when the air gets heated up, you're not taking in as much oxygen, and you're not going to get as big of a bang, which is less power. So having as cold air as possible going into your cylinders is going to give you more power. So that heat difference between the Mina Gallery intake and the standard intake did actually make a difference. And it wasn't just about the flow, because the flow on the original intake wouldn't have been as easy and clear and open as what the Mina Gallery one was, right? So you'd think Mina Gallery would be better anyway, but it wasn't. It was worse. So Viezu were like, obviously this doesn't work, maybe we need to make one similar, or look at the complete redesign and do one out of carbon fiber or something that doesn't conduct the heat. And 3 years later, well, it's probably 2.5 years because they did it on their F-Type first because they're developing that, and they got a monstrous of a car with the Predator 2.
Oh, that thing's amazing.
That is phenomenal. It's lush. I'd love that car.
Me too.
If I won the lottery, I'd buy it off them straight away. Yeah, phenomenal looking car. They wanted to like push it as far as they could, so that they developed one for their Predator 2, and they actually saw an increase in horsepower, which is phenomenal. It's what you want, right? And they checked the temperatures and everything like that, and yeah, they were much better. And now they've then gone and bought an XFR development car so they can do these things to the XFRs for us, right? And I'm so happy that they've done that, because otherwise we wouldn't have this intake. And yeah, so I'm kind of glad to know that it's from that video kind of stemmed this development phase, right? Well, I think it was, but they probably would have done it themselves anyway once they found out the Mina Gallery one lost some power. But yeah, I'm just really, really excited. So can't wait to get there, see the product in the flesh, because it's all made out of reinforced silicon hoses, so you get some really good durable material without the heat soak, and it's all branded. We've got some really nice looking cone air filters, and they've actually blocked off the well, I'll show you when we get there, but they've sorted out the heat soak, well, bringing in the hot air from the engine bay as well. So I'll show you when we get there. But I don't know what they're going to do, whether they're going to put it on dyno or not, I don't know. But let's see when we get there. All right, let's go. Oh, before we get there, I'm going to have to do a little quick blast so you can hear the Supercharger whine with the standard setup first, and we can do that after, do a comparison after with the other one. But not on this road. I had to wait for a different road.
Lots and lots of traffic. Yay!
So we'll do that in a minute before we get there. See you in a bit. Right, so now we're getting to the dual carriageway, so I'll be able to put my foot down for a little blip so we can hear the Supercharger whine. Now, I've got top and lower pulleys already changed, so my Supercharger spins a lot faster than standard, which does give me more whine at lower revs, and you can hear it more. But it's still quite subtle, but it depends on when you put your foot down. Now there's cars going around lorries. Can't really do it yet, but
always the way.
But it does have a nice whine when you put your foot down. Now the roads are a little bit greasy. It is only 7 degrees, so my Michelins aren't the most grippiest at the moment.
No.
But I will do something in a minute when we get some open road, and you can hopefully you can hear it. And then we'll probably do it outside and do a rev when we get to Viezu as well, so you can hear the difference between what it's like now and what it would be like after.
Wait for the traffic to go. Come on, hurry up.
This is why I tend to come up here a little bit earlier than this, but I had to go to the chiropractor this morning because I'm getting old.
Sorry.
Must be getting old, but tell you what, I don't feel as old now than I did before I went to the chiropractor. Ooh, I felt 70. Now I feel 60. Right.
Oh dear. Do you think there's a space to be able to...
Not quite yet, because there's a van in the right lane which has gone over. We have that BMW to BMW off.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do a little bit now. Just a little. Can't really do too much.
No. I was trying to hold the mic forward so you can kind of try and hear it on the camera as well. Whether that works or not, I don't know. We shall see.
I think it did. I couldn't hear it.
I could kind of hear it.
Yeah. But There you go. I know the Jaguar on the inside of the cab, it's very well sound deadened and insulated and stuff like that, so you don't necessarily hear all the sounds. Like the exhaust, for me, it just feels like a nice rumble. And, you know, when you're tooting along the car park, but then I have people at work go, oh, I hear the sound of your car rumbling around. I saw you way before, I heard you way before I saw you. I'm like, well, I'm just going around at 15 mile an hour, which is the site limit. Terrible that is.
That low rumble's really nice though.
Yeah. But nah, not a lot.
Not enough space to do it.
No.
As you can see.
Well, when you kick it down all the way, you do get a nice whine. It's and it sounds nice, but I'm going to have a lot more of that.
Oh dear.
I did show Helen the video yesterday. She's like, oh no.
Although it must be said, I do like the sound of a V8.
It reminds me of Mad Max, the original Mad Max, you know, with Mel Gibson, the last of the V8s, right? And they had the V8 with a massive supercharger on the top, and it was like, woo, woo. You could hear it. It's amazing sound. And it's very unique to a supercharger. So to be able to hear that a little bit more, like you should do, rather than it being subdued and muted. From a luxury car, you can see why. But the little boy in me wants to hear it.
Yeah.
We are here, even though I took a wrong turn in. I may as well go in at the front, I think. Yeah, too busy talking about electric cars and people thinking they're quicker than me. When they're not. No. Thank you. And yeah, missed the turn in, didn't I?
Yep. Whoopsie.
Yep. There we go, customer parking. Hey. Here we go. Got some nice new sofas. I love the Chesterfields. We're on about getting one ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah, we want to get a black one, of course.
See? Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
I can't find anywhere. The first mod. Got the standard pulley, which feels really heavy. But if you look at it, just a slight difference in size. It makes all the difference. Obviously the lower pulley, this must have been their development one before they had all the Paramount performance on it. Oh no, this is the older one, I think, because it changed since then. Slightly, I believe. Yeah, remember when we first came here? We looked at these wheels.
Yeah.
The magic wheels with no spokes. Carbon fibre. It's so light.
Yeah, you can just about see it on camera. Nice.
See the weave. The weave. Put it around the way. Yeah.
We're just sitting and waiting for the car to be taken in now.
Here's Andy.
And then it will begin.
Oh God. Okay. When? Which time? Forgot about this. Remember the first time we came here, I was looking around. And if you come on in, you can see Paul Busby picking up this Queen's Award for Enterprise and Innovation in 2014. So he's met the Queen over there. Look. It's really cool. How many performance places for cars do you see this type of thing? Prestige. A little Scale Electrics cars here from Team Hard. And this one over here has got the Viezu on it.
Oh, we went out for the day for the Team
We
Hard.
did. We went with Nick Hamilton. Which is really cool. But how many places do you see this sort of thing, you know. And this is why you can trust this company, because they innovate, not just copy. It's wet there. Yeah. I was trying to put some in before we came, but yeah, you can feel it's wet down there. And that's where I saw it drip. And we're sticking it on a dyno. And I've got Helen's mic with me, so I might be getting really loud because I'm on 2 mics. So I'm gonna kind of hold it around here and try and see what it sounds like and see what the figures are after. Because on the F-Type, how many brake horsepower did it get on the F-Type?
25 brake.
25 brake on the F-Type. Yeah, with this, but they haven't tested it on the XFR, so. Apart from yesterday, you had a customer car in, didn't you? But
Yes.
you had the intake and the 200 cell cats, and obviously you've made some good numbers. So this would be a back-to-back sort of trial. So be interesting to see. Couldn't really hear the supercharger. You can hear the exhaust really well. Hear a little bit of a whine, but I don't know if some of that's the dyno. But it's be interesting to see what it's like next. Nice. It wasn't wrapped. It wasn't wrapped up. Is that for the top of the box?
Yeah, so that sits underneath the filter.
Okay. Wow, that's nice.
Very pretty.
Let's take a look at this. Right, let's take a look. So, that's really nicely done on the inside. I'm looking at the air gaps. You see the aluminium ones, you see like the welding lines and stuff. But this is all like really well molded. It's good. Look at the beautiful filter. Stunning. And it's just my colour as well. Black.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just seeing this. You've got like the fitting instructions and stuff that come with it. So if you're fitting it from home, there's loads of parts in there. You've got new screws and clips and things. So that's quite cool. So if you are remote fitting it, should be quite easy for anybody to do. It's all right to open this, Andy.
Yeah.
Just looking what's what. Oh, right, that's for the MAF sensor. And that's a really good addition, right? Having all these parts so you don't get any faults. Because I know a lot of people, they take off their air filters, stick some cone filters on there, and they get faults. Yeah, they get like the mixture ratio issues and stuff like that because yeah, it's just not expecting it. So it's good to know when you get a whole system like this, it all works together. It's it's been tested. So that's really, really cool. Nice. And then this is the other important bit, right? The bit that goes, because you're utilising the bottom of the air filter box, right, which is the cold air feed coming in.
Yep.
Ah, can I have a little look?
That literally replaces this part here.
Yeah. So with this, you've got the cold air feed is actually this bit that goes into the bottom of the box. And this is why it's been designed that way, to make sure you're getting cold air into the engine. This is why Jaguar designed it. But by putting this on top of the bottom part of the box and having the cone filter in there, it presses against there and it seals it off. So you're getting the cones, you're getting the sound, but you're also getting that, if you look closely here, the difference in the size of that pipe and these,
That's
and the
quite a
flow
difference.
is quite significant. So you get a nice airflow going through. And the way Jag designed it, these little resonators here, if you think about the tunes you make with a beer bottle and you whistle, you blow across the top, and you get that little woo kind of noise, that's what these are. So the airflow comes in and goes through that to make a tone, which actually cancels out some of the noise. But if you just went and took that off, you're not going to get loads of whining noise. It's not going to happen. You need to free them up. So cool. Looks like a really nice kit. It's really impressive. The reinforced silicon hosing looks really good. So it's, yeah, really cool. Looking forward to putting it on. I mentioned that it's like, you think about a beer bottle, and you blow across the top of it, you get that little kind of noise. It's kind of what these are, and it kind of either cancels out a resonance at a certain...
Yeah, it's effectively, it's sound deadening. A lot of them, it's to give you initial sort of amount of air in there. It increases the capacity in there in theory, where it sort of shrinks down the pipe, but it's there to create that sort of dead spot in the noise, so it cancels out those frequencies. Jaguar have always made superchargers that are very quiet and restrained, and we need to make it how it should be, and it should howl down the road like a proper big angry predator cat.
Yeah, and make everybody smile and everyone else's heads turn, right?
That's the thing, yeah. You've got a supercharger, you want to be able to hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
why not?
Yeah, so it deletes the resonators on there. Obviously, I think you've already looked at the reinforced silicon pipe on there, so it's nice, big open aperture on there, high flowing. Gets that Y pipe as a nice uniform element on there. It's not bashing the air against each other, it actually is designed and flows. So
I saw that in there, yeah. It's the way it just guides it in.
It's hard to see on the camera, but you can see through there.
Through there.
Obviously, the way the angles are actually designed, so this is actually bench flow tested. So a lot of places when people make an induction kit, and I'll use that word loosely for a lot of systems you see,
I know.
It's, there's a pipe on the car, we'll just put a straight piece and then put two 90s together to put it into the intake. It doesn't work properly like that. You end up with the air actually cancelling each other out. So as it's trying to pull from one side, the air's vortexing, it's hitting the air from the other filter, it slows down, it creates more heat, and of course the last thing we want is heat into the system. So on this, you'll actually notice it actually bends away from the intake first to help spool the air around in the right direction. So we've got a nice round pipe on the one side. It's actually concave slightly on the other side, again, to help with the flow rate on there. So the Y pipe, as part of the overall kit, it's up to 40% higher flow rate over the standard system.
That's really good.
So really, really good. And of course, gets rid of those really boring noise cancelling
resonators.
Depending on the model of XF, or depend on the standard filters that you've got on the system, so the standard air boxes. So you'll see on yours, you've got your MAF housing. So the MAF is the mass airflow meter. The bit that does the really important thing for the engine, tells it how much air is coming through. That needs to be there, but unfortunately, it's part of the lid, the casing that we're going to be replacing. So on the earlier models, the 09 to about 2012, we have a replacement CNC machined mass airflow housing. So your standard MAF unbolts, sensor goes into the new housing. So it retains the same diameter. So in terms of measurements, calibration in the engine, everything's working as it should. There's no restrictions put in there at all. What it means is then we can put our lovely big cone filter on the end to allow, a higher flow of air through there. You still get your full filtration, so all your particles, all your elements that be filtered out in the standard cotton filter, or your standard sort of paper filter, I should say. You still get that with the high flow cotton filter, but it's got a bigger surface area and it flows more uniformly. So picking up.
Yeah, it's lovely. Really, really nice.
Get the logo in the right place.
Exactly.
Picking up the lovely filter. You'll notice, obviously, it's got the cutout in the front on there as well. So a lot of filters will just pull air from the side, and they've got a flat cover on the end.
Same as my go-kart one. Yeah, the K&N.
Works well for certain things, but actually you're limiting the airflow. So what will happen is, air, a bit like water, will find the easiest path, the path of least resistance. If it's just pulling in from the side, then it's not going to smooth flow. By pulling in from the end as well, we get a nice uniform flow through there. So imagine you see those sort of computer fluid dynamics, and you see the Formula One cars, all the air sort of flowing neatly off. That's what we're trying to get through here, so it falls evenly.
Or the Dyson fanless air blade, right?
Perfect thing, that little
you got the air coming in from the front and actually pours the air from around as well. So otherwise, it's just got to go around, right?
Well, that's it. And the biggest thing, as I said, we've mentioned about the mass airflow sensor. If you get air just pulling from one side on this, where you've got something that's capped at the end and blocked, you're actually creating a different path for the air to go. So the engine might not actually measure all of the air coming through.
Makes sense.
And you have knock-on problems, or it measures more air in that one area and thinks it's getting twice as much air as it is.
Fuels it
starts
differently.
to overfuel, and it's all sorts of problems. It's all about keeping a nice high flow rate of air, but smooth and consistent in line with how the actual sensor was designed to work in the first place.
See, it makes a lot of sense.
There's actually some technical things behind this,
It's actually been thought about, right? Instead of just like bashed together.
But this is the really, really important thing. You can't just stick a few bits of pipe and a cone filter on something and expect it to work. It might sound a bit better, especially when you've got the bonnet open on your drive and you give it a few revs.
Yeah.
As soon as you drive down the road, that car's down on power, it's misfueling, the timing's all over the place. Oh, but it sounds a bit better. Your car's driving badly.
Yep, absolutely. And that's why I've never put them on, right? Because all the systems I've seen to date have not been worthy, you know?
Exactly,
I've been thinking about it and thought, nah. And a lot of people just put them on and go, yeah, it's got more power. And you're like, yeah, but you're getting hot air in there. Oh, no, it feels better. And that's psychological, right?
Placebo.
Yeah.
There's so many things to do with tuning that end up being placebo. I've spent money on it. It sounds better, therefore it must be faster.
Exactly.
Everything we do must add to the car. It must benefit the car. There is no point in putting something on there, oh, it sounds great, but I've lost 100 horsepower.
Yep.
Our kit improves the airflow, gets you colder air in there quicker, and doesn't have an adverse effect on the actual flow rate and the flow dynamics into the engine. So as you can see on the standard car isn't just two flat pipes that then just turn in on themselves. There's a different angle on both sides. So that's how we've had it designed and engineered to optimize and improve on what the factory's already done.
Absolutely. And it's great. It's in my colour as well.
Well, we did have delivery, of course.
Of course.
But as I said, so there's a couple of different variations of the system. So this is you've got the vacuum operated diverter valve on your supercharger. So you've got the airbox with the MAF housing as part of the airbox itself. On the later models, so you're looking 13, 14, 15
electronic valve,
where they go to electronic bypass. Remember, Harrop superchargers are available for those ones. We've got a slightly different setup because the MAF is a separate element.
Right.
So it's actually quite similar to our F-type kit. The filter actually bolts onto the standard MAF that's there.
Okay.
So both fit in the same way, same kit available for both, but a couple of different variations in there. So we cover 09 to 2015 for this model.
Nice. Perfect. No, thank you, Simon.
Right.
That was really good to get your insight on that because I missed a few of those things that you thought, said about that. I think most people will, right? They will see a kit and see one kit and another kit. Why is there a different price difference or whatever?
Yeah.
Yours has been engineered to work.
Not all induction systems are the same. Same with tuning, same with exhaust. Not everything's the same.
Exactly.
We put time and engineering and development into this. We haven't just got a couple of bits of silicon off a shelf and stuck a filter on and gone, oh, it sounds better. It's actually been designed. It's over a 3-month process. We've had them 3D printed, numerous mock-ups made on the vehicle itself to ensure we've got correct fitment, that we're clearing all the sensors, clearing all the standard pipe work that's there, which is really key and important to us, that it looks and feels like an OEM upgrade, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Well, this is why I like this company so much. You got your development cars to actually develop and test, and instead of just going, here's our first design, that are bound to work, you're actually trying things and improving it.
Yeah.
That's why I love it. Love it here.
That's what we have to do.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Cheers, Shane.
Cheers, buddy.
It might be now, Simon.
Right, just going to do some more runs. Oh, they're tough. Thank you very much. Right, so it's been fitted. Now, come have a look. Just a quickie. There you go, the kit's all fitted now. Fits in there really, really well. You see you got the boxes here. These are actually made of metal. So they've been fabricated out of metal and powder coated by the look of it. And you got these this trim at the top, so it kind of goes against there to just try and seal it in. Which is quite nice. And if you look at all the clips, everything goes in there, clips in. Got a new vacuum hose, which is the one that if you remember from 4 years ago, I did a video on replacing that hose because it does the valve. It's a brand new silicone one that goes in there and it all clips in properly. Yeah, it's a really nice looking set. It's really nice looking. So yeah, let's get it on the dyno and do a run. Whoa, hear that? Okay. All right, just the bread. Wow. Wow. I don't know if you can hear me because of that fan, but you hear it. Right. What's that? Need to convert that into new meters.
Full VOP. Have you got cats in it, Shane?
No, that's next. Spring. Oh, do you want? No, I've got cats,
Oh, you have
but
got
not,
cats?
but the standard cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unless you put standard cats.
I'll put stock.
Yeah.
It's alright, the VOP kit is literally 200 cells as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Right, so are you videoing? Cool. Right, so we can go through. So this red line, that's my torque figure.
Yep.
And that's my brake horsepower from when I had the top and bottom pulley originally done, right?
Okay.
So that's where we were. So you can see with the induction kit, because the only mod I've had done since is that induction kit. You can see the brake horsepower is traced upwards all the way, and it slightly peaks a little bit higher still. But the torque comes in massively more earlier. Well, there's a big increase really
big
early
increase, it's earlier. So
And-
it's all throughout.
It's 931 newton meters of torque, which is just over, well, around 30 or just over 30 more newton meters than I had before, but that's all that gap is there. So that's massive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of torque.
It sounds great.
It does sound cool.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm really happy. Well, come on, it shows you, right? But if you saw my original map, the the torque kind of went and then down here somewhere, right? So you got loads of torque. I don't know if you can get the original one up. Could you? So now we got my original, the green one. That's before any maps and stuff like that. Remember my very first video where I had the top pulley in, but before it got mapped. That's the torque curve down there. There's my brake horsepower. So you see all this extra torque and extra brake horsepower that's been put on by these guys. It's phenomenal. But what's stopping me is the catalytic converters, right?
Yeah.
That's my ceiling, right? I'm hitting my ceiling basically.
It's flow rate, yeah. So we've now got the air intake side sorted, lots of extra air going through. You just need to get the dirty gas out quicker now. So we need the high flow cats in there will open up more.
Yeah.
Definitely on there.
So I'm breathing in, I just can't exhale.
Yeah, you're breathing in great, and then sort of breathing out through a straw. If that
Yeah,
kind of makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, anything that helps get the air in quicker, obviously, massive benefit with the new system on there. But it's then getting that waste gases out as quick as possible as well.
Excellent. Well, like I said, I'll get a bonus in March or April. I'll be in early spring for that to be changed, and then we'll see those figures jump again.
It just unlocks more power. It's torque in the mid-range is the biggest thing with those. It just helps it breathe much easier. Of course, the more torque you've got in the mid-range, the quicker you get to that top end, and of course, the more power you got at the top as well.
Exactly.
And
It's not just the top. It's not just the top brake horsepower figure, right?
No,
it's everything.
We
all
all
the way
want
along.
a really big horsepower figure at the top end, which is great. But how often are you driving at 6,200, 6,300 RPM?
Exactly.
You're just on the point of shifting gears at that point anyway.
Yeah.
The actual drivability is in that mid-range. It's that mid-range point you're looking for. And it's that where that big sort of peak torque is. And you've got it across such a wide range of the RPM band as well.
Yeah.
That's where the car really delivers. That's where you're driving on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That's where you overtake a lorry on the motorway, or you change between speeds on roads. It's that mid-range torque is the grunt, and it's what these engines are fantastic for.
Absolutely.
You just want more of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we always want more.
Always.
Never satisfied, never ever.
So, happy with the sound?
Yeah, absolutely. I heard it from the waiting room. It was like, ooh, you can hear it straight away.
Yeah, it really howls now. It does what it should do as a supercharger. It sings.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to get up back on the road and hear what it sounds like from inside the car.
Exactly, yeah. So we'll get it off the dyno, get you out on the road, get a test drive, and let's see what you think.
Thank you. I'll let you get back to your day job.
Cheers, Shay. Thanks.
Thank you. It's just insane.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, how the graph looks on there, it looks like it starts really low and climbs up. Of course, we've got different scaling on there, so we can see the finite details of what's going on. But it's got a huge amount of torque from low down. But it's still smooth and progressive. So whilst it has got the 500 foot-pounds of torque here at 1800 RPM, it still builds up smoothly. It's not an instant kick of torque. And that smooth, progressive build-up to it is what maintains the drivetrain, maintains the gearbox, diffs, everything else. As I said, it's tuning within the limitations of the components, tuning within that safe margin on the components on there. So you can have a massive smile on your face and still go and put tens of thousands of miles on the car happily and confident that it's going to deliver every day.
Got my dyno figure printout. So we got the original, the last one, and the difference I've made with this. So we can take that home. We're going to put that in the baby seat, seeing as we don't have the baby. Right, let's start her up. So far I can't hear it. Now you can hear it.
Oh, I can hear it.
Right, we got to get home because the mother-in-law is looking after Ruby.
Yep. Don't forget to wave.
Let's go. Damn it. 15 miles of fuel. Need fuel. So, taking it nice and easy because we're still in Bidford. Gonna need to get some fuel before we get home, but there's that garage by the roundabout.
There is.
But before we get there, we've got a nice big open road. There's a garage here, but I don't want to use this one. Or do I?
Depends what fuel they have. It's an Esso.
The other one's Texaco. I didn't want to put my foot down all the way because I didn't know if that was a cop or not. But you can hear it.
You can hear it, definitely.
You never know who's a cop these days.
No, even Skodas. Bouncy, sorry.
It's the road.
It's the road, it's not me. I have a very steady hand.
Right, there's definitely more power. Low down. It's you can see it on the charts anyway, but you can actually feel it. It's and that noise is kind of it's not too intrusive, is it?
No.
Outside it will be. And that's what I'm not putting my foot down all the way. I saw some cops down here earlier, so I've got to be careful. But yeah, it's instead of just hearing the supercharger one, you got your foot to the floor. You get to hear it when you just kick it a little tiny bit, and it is a little tiny bit. So it's nice. I own a V8 Jag monster with a supercharger, and I get reminded of it a lot more now. Yeah. And so will everyone else on the estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, no, so far really, really good. The product looks amazing. The guys at Viezu are amazing. You know, I can't thank them enough for everything that they do for the community. For us Jag owners and XFR owners and F-Type owners, this is definitely the best kit on the market. I've looked around for so long, I just don't trust anything else. But this is actually one that actually works. Got the figures on the dyno to prove it. And the last time I had the figures done here, it was the same time of year. It's so the conditions are the same. It's really, really happy. So if you want to upgrade, go for it. Do it. You won't regret it. All right. See you later, guys, and happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
I'm stuck in traffic now, so the fun is stopped.
Fun times.
Hey guys, just a quick update after a couple of days of driving around with the induction kit on there. Now, normal driving, even a little bit of speed, not speed, but you know, not computer along. You don't hear it, so it's not intrusive at all. It's just there when you want it, right? So it's not like it's going to be whistling and whining forever. So it's not annoying at all. And you can just start to hear it come in then, because I'm going to just put my foot down a little bit. And there's plenty of power, but when you want to put your foot down, it then comes in. So that's where the smiles are. But I just thought I'd give that little update. The cruising on the motorway at 70 or a bit above, there's no noise either, and just normal driving, nothing. It's just when you want to be a little bit more excitable, it's there. And I think that's quite important, because you don't want it to be driving you nuts, right? So I thought I'd just give that update, just so you know. Right, anyway, end the video.
Bye.